It's the summer before 8th grade, and 13-year-old Jorge Fuerte wants nothing more than to spend his days hanging out with his fellow comic book obsessed friends. But then everything changes. Jorge's parents announce they're divorcing for a reason he and his twin brother, Cesar, never saw coming. Their larger-than-life dad comes out as transgender. Jorge struggles to understand the father he's always admired, but Cesar refuses to have anything to do with him. As Jorge tries to find a way to stay true to the father he loves, a new girl moves into the neighborhood. Cool, confident, quirky Zoey. Jorge must face his fears and choose between being loyal to his brother or truthful about his family's secret. Although he's no superhero, Jorge already has the world's greatest superpower if he decides to use it. Here is a preview of The Greatest Superpower by Alex Sanchez. On your marks, Dad announces. His twin eyes twinkle across the kitchen table while Mom, my twin brother Cesar, and I inch forward in our seats, raring to start. Get set, and Dad teases the words out, tracking the seconds on his watch. Go! Our nightly game of stopwatch cleanup is off and running. Cesar bolts up, clatters our plates together, and sprints to the sink. Right behind him, I sweep up fistfuls of clinking silverware. Dad scoops up serving dishes containing chimichangas, rice, and refried beans. Mom circles around him, grabbing napkins and placemats. And King, my knee-high, white and nut brown Jack Russell Terrier, dodges our footsteps, licking the tile floor. Cesar throws me the hot sauce in a final pass. Mom switches on the dishwasher, and Dad hops up, patting the ceiling like a 6'1" oversized kid. Time, he shouts in his deep, gravelly Mexican-American accent. 9 minutes, 43 seconds. Not our best time, but decent. Dad wipes his big hairy hands on the XXL-sized Superman apron I gave him last Father's Day. Then he slings one arm around Cesar's shoulder and the other across mine. Good game, great moves. Okay, fellas, come sit back down, Mom says, replacing the centerpiece vase on the chunky wooden table that serves as our family's headquarters. She's still wearing her office clothes. Gray skirt suit, crisp white shirt, and silver necklace, looking like a company CEO about to deliver the yearly report. Your dad and I need to discuss something important with you. I plop down in my chair again. Summer vacation has arrived, and I know what's coming. We already know what you're going to say. How's that? Mom asks, exchanging an anxious glance with Dad. Same spiel every summer, you say. You want us to use our time wisely and productively. Blah, blah, blah. I toss King a rubber ball, but he ignores it, too busy hunting down every microscopic crumb that might have landed on the floor during dinner. I'm afraid we need to discuss something different this time, Dad says, as he sits next to Mom. Can you guys make it quick? Cesar asks, distracted while texting his life's play-by-play to his girlfriend. Victoria wants to talk to me. Cesar and I might be twins, but we don't look alike. We're fraternal, not identical. And we're different in more than just looks. We also have totally different friends and personalities. Cesar is the cool, popular soccer jock, complete with a cool, popular girlfriend. I'm the shy, nerdy comics geek. Put your phone down, please, Cesar, Mom says. Her blue eyes are shimmering. Dad reaches to hold her hand, but she slides it away. Cesar and I glance at each other. Something is off. I've sensed it all evening. Dad, usually pretty jokey, has been weirdly off his game. And Mom, normally the quiet one, kept bringing up goofy stuff about work. Dad and I know this will be hard for you boys, Mom says now. Her voice catches like she's trying to hold back tears. I don't know how to say this, so I'll just say it. Dad and I are getting a divorce. A siren goes off inside my head as if somebody yanked a fire alarm. I turn to Cesar, hoping he'll make sense of this. Even though he's only 8 minutes older, I look up to him as my big brother. But he's staring into space as though someone has clubbed him with a phone. Face pale, mouth dangling open, eyes glazed over. Everyone sits silently except King, whose toenails click across the tile floor. We understand this hurts, Dad says in his low, rumbly voice. His eyes glisten as much as Mom's. It's sad for all of us. If it's sad for everyone, I ask, then why are you breaking up? Yeah, what's wrong? Cesar asks, emerging from his daze. How can we fix it? Mijo, Dad says, Spanish for my son. This isn't something you can fix. It's because of personal things. Things that make it impossible for us to stay together, Mom says, her voice shaking. Well, can't you guys go to couples counseling or something? Cesar insists. That's what Victoria's parents did. Yeah, you can work it out, I say, backing Cesar up. Like you always tell us to. Dad and I have tried, Mom says, twisting and fidgeting with her necklace. We've been seeing a therapist on Saturday mornings for more than a year. When Cesar and I asked where they were going, they would only say it was their special time. We speculated the mystery outings were some sappy, rekindle the flame, middle-aged couples thing. Nothing like this. So you're just going to leave us in the dark about what's wrong? Cesar asks. Mom turns to Dad. Maybe you'd better go ahead, she says. Now she's the one who reaches for his hand. He grasps hers back, holding it tight. I need to tell you boys something. He clears his throat. I'm transgender. The word takes a moment to register. Then a giggle bubbles out of me. I know what transgender means. Sometimes a person born a boy knows deep inside they're really a girl, or vice versa. My friends and I have seen videos of that Olympic champion, the one with 6 kids, who was once called the world's greatest athlete, transforming into a fashion beauty. It's impossible to imagine Dad like that. To start, he isn't built like a lean, lanky, world-famous track star. He's shaped more like a big, bulgy sack of tamale flour. And though he isn't bad-looking, his face is as rough and craggy as a Lincoln statue. He's a guy, my role model, my hero. I want to be just like him when I grow up. That doesn't include becoming a woman. Dad, Cesar says, you're kidding, right? Of course he's kidding, I say. This has to be one of Dad's wacky jokes. Like on Christmas morning when a 6'1" Easter bunny, complete with a big costume head, woke us up and explained he was helping Santa, who was sick with the flu. After giving us presents, the giant rabbit hopped away down the street while Cesar and I watched in wide-eyed wonder. Dad is that kind of dad, the fun one, the one all our friends wish they had. I've wanted to talk with you boys about this for a long time, but first I needed to sort it out myself. His forehead is breaking out in a sweat. He grabs a paper napkin and wipes it across his wide brow as the words pour out. Ever since I was little, whenever I looked at myself in the mirror and saw a boy, it didn't match how I felt in here. He pats the spot over his heart. Inside, I knew I was a girl, even though outside I looked like a boy. Cesar squirms in his seat. I squirm in mine. One day your grandmother, your abuelita, caught me trying on my sister's dress, Dad goes on. When she told your abuelito, he beat me so hard the bruises took a month to heal. After that, I buried my secret deep inside. He balls up the paper napkin in his fist. Times were so different then. There was no internet, not so much news. I had no words to describe what I felt. I believed I was the only person in the world like me who felt like this. So I tried to be a good son, a nice Catholic boy. He glances down at his thick hands. I have lived a lie for too long. I need to be honest with myself and with you. And this has been a preview of The Greatest Superpower.